Well, good morning.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
We'll call to order the Facilities and Infrastructure Committee meeting Monday, December 16th. And with us today are legislators Mike Lane and Randy Brown. Myself, Greg Mezey and Susan Currie have asked to be excused. Are there any changes to the agenda? None that we know. Anybody in queue for public comment? Moving right along. Chair's report. I don't have anything in particular other than we're at the end of the year. So thank everybody for.
I was going to say, you got to be nice to us because any one of us can kibosh today's agenda.
It could mess up our quorum, couldn't it? Well, Lisa, would you like to give a final administrator's report for F&I?
You know, I wish I had one, but in the spirit of my former colleague Jonathan Wood, I have no report.
Well, thank you.
I wish everyone a very happy holiday, and it's been a pleasure working with you on this committee.
What's got to be?
Oh,
Report.
Thank you, Lisa. I say we get a fairly lengthy agenda tomorrow night at the full meeting, so we'll look forward to your report there.
that's right.
Let's move right ahead. Highway Department, Jeff Smith and Nick Ensign are with us this morning.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, last meeting of the year. It's been a great year. Appreciate everyone's hard work.
Hold on those nameplates real quick. So the nameplates, pull those down just so. Because it is.
Yeah, it's not, oh yeah, I didn't know it was on the backside. Yeah, we don't have a lot, but I did bring Nick. We have one resolution that Nick knows all the finer details about in case there are any questions, and I'm going to let him take over. Throw the resolution up there.
Why don't we put the resolution on the floor? It's resolution 6A, under 6A, budget adjustment, Highway Department, American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA funding for highway machinery, ID number 12967. Do we have a motion? Moved by Randy, second by Mike. And if you want to tell us a little about that, Nick?
Yeah, this comes from years of ordering trucks and not getting them. And the delay was, it started, during COVID, you couldn't get the cabin chassis. There was manufacturing delays. Well, then that got better. And then the delay pushed on to the bodybuilders, the upfitters that turn them into dump trucks or snow plows.
Nick, I'm sorry. Could you just get a little closer to your mic? Thank you.
So then, that was that delay, and this was our way to, we actually have two trucks that cabin chassis that are in. They're both, one of them is at the dealer and one of them is at the bodybuilder. So this was kind of our way to get things paid for and taken care of from a budget standpoint. So we compiled the two trucks. One was the ARPA money and one was not. So we took the cabin chassis that was and then added the other cabin chassis to it, turned that into one to hit our numbers. Had to do a small transfer out of the operating budget to reach the total. And then the other one, the upfits are then putting another PO for whenever we get them, I guess. One is scheduled to be done, to actually start being built the end of January. Hopefully delivery mid to late February. The other one is late summer, early fall of 25.
Okay. Snow and ice tandem truck, a great all, and an 80-foot boom lift. Is that?
Right, so that was the original. We've received the boom lift and the great all. So the tandem snow and ice was the only one left that we were waiting on.
Okay. Lisa, that's ARPA funds, and they had to be committed by the end of this year?
Yes, commit and utilized by the end of 2026. So as long as we can get them committed, we're in good shape.
Mike?
Just point out that BCP did pass this resolution.
Thanks.
A couple questions.
Randy?
A couple questions. One was, what is a boom, 80-foot boom lift used for? And then typically, what is the age of the vehicles you're replacing with these?
So currently, we are down 3 trucks just from, you know, we couldn't get them. So we're 3 behind right now. The oldest one probably was a 99, 2000, somewheres around there. And right up to about a 2010 probably is the newest that we'd be replacing. The boom lift actually turned into a bucket truck. So we use that for tree work, tree maintenance, canopy trimming, storm damage.
Great. I have a question for Lisa on this. So these, I think we approve prior equipment purchases that are going to be bonded, but these are purely expensed?
Yes, through ARPA. And for the equipment expenses, we approved, the legislature approved the option to bond, but we're not certain yet whether we'll need to.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. I forgot.
Any further questions?
No, that's it.
We'll call the question. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Jeff, anything you?
Yeah, I have a couple announcements. Last Monday, we had the bid opening for Groton Street in the village, or Cortlandt Street in the village of Groton. The bids, our estimated construction estimate from the engineer was 2.1 million. We had 4 bidders. The low bid was 2,860,000. The next one missed only by $686 above that. And then there's another one about 33,000 over that. Yeah, 33,000 over that. And there was, the fourth one was just over the 3 million mark. I haven't had a chance to go through the bid tabs yet. We're working with our engineer, so we haven't really seen, we don't have a lot of information on why the numbers are so much higher, the 700 plus thousand that is needed to move forward. It seems pretty clear we're looking at pretty good numbers. They're all grouped relatively together. It's not just one bid and very, very high, which may want to push it back to a rebid or something. We're looking at all the options. I'll be talking with Lisa in the next few days to kind of start heading in a direction, seeing if we can come up with the money or which direction we want to go, to see if this is the number and this is the time, or see what we can do moving forward. I just want to let that we had the bid opening, it was high, and you're going to be hearing more from me regarding this.
I guess I must have misunderstood the estimate. What was the estimate?
2.1 million.
And the low bid was what?
2,860,000.
Well, that's less than 2.1 million.
2.8.
2.86, sorry. Am I saying that? I'm reading digit and I just know 2.1
All right,
or
I'm misunderstanding.
Yeah.
It's my fault.
I could be saying.
Okay,
That's fine.
I understand. So we're about $700,000 over the estimate.
Yes.
All right, I understand. Thank you. Are the bidders people you've dealt with before?
Yeah, they're all 4 our local construction companies that are good bidders, have worked for us in the past, or other agencies right in the area. Yes.
What do you think is driving the increased cost?
I don't have a good answer other than generally the common phrase is the inflation piece. The bids this time of year generally are really good. It's a good time to bid this year's, for next year's work this time of year. So the fact that they're grouped together gives me a high level of comfort that it's a good number as well. To say what the absolute reason is, I think we need to get back. We're looking at our engineer will take the engineering estimate and line item by line item by item, they'll see where they're really far off with what the contractors were getting, probably from sub-consultants, sub-suppliers of material. And so it might be spread over several items. It might be one item just took a skyrocket, I'm not sure. But those are the things we'll look at. I don't know exactly what caused that. That's a lot of, in my time, that's a really big jump from the engineering estimate. You know, 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 is about the highest I've seen prior to now, ever. Yeah.
Is there an urgency on that bridge? Is it in any danger of getting flagged?
I wouldn't.
Or do you think we got
It's
some time?
definitely in poor condition. I know you know the exact bridge and the construction of it, Lee. For everyone else, it's two large culvert pipes. There's no problem with water flooding. What you are getting is pretty severe rust in the bottom of the pipes. You could start seeing collapsing of the shell of the pipe, similar to there was one in Newfield that had that on Newfield Depot Road. The head walls are collapsing. There's some gabion baskets. There's a lot of things. It's just been there a long time. Its useful life is used up. Is it going to be okay? Maybe we could do some rehab to buy a few more years. We really, with this jump in funding, we do need to look at the design and say, is this the most, the best design for our money? Is there other options out there that may be a little less expensive? I feel like we already did that back in the scoping phase, but things do change. With this large amount, you kind of want to look at all your options to see what the best path forward is. I don't see it being posted or limited in like lane width or anything in the near future.
That's good.
Yeah.
No pun intended, but keep us posted.
I plan to do that.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah.
Lee?
Mike?
Yeah, I hope we don't push this back any further, because it's already gone back, about 2 years from where we had originally wanted it to be. And we're talking about building a free-span bridge, aren't we? Yeah, not culverts.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, we applied for Bridge New York funding multiple times for this structure to be replaced.
I remember.
It didn't compete well with others.
Is it on there now, or is this entirely a county project?
At this time, it's only county funding.
But yeah, you've got some extensive leads to it and so on. Work approaches.
Yeah.
Both ends.
Oh, yeah. Maybe this is a good time to ask the question. How are we doing with our bridge inventory overall? Are we keeping up? We used to try to do 2 bridges a year. And of course, we got some grant money to change some of that, and then we got the culvert stuff. Are we keeping up with it?
That's a good question, and it's really hard to say either way. Overall, we do have people on staff that will make minor fixes. We are very commonly receiving flags, sometimes red structural flags on multiple bridges throughout the county that are small fixes that will work with a consultant engineer. We have several that we kind of deal with different items, and there's a fee encompassing that, of course, but we will do the work, and it keeps it open. It keeps it not being posted or weight limited. Our worst bridges at this time are allocated for future funding. Like, we have a plan. There's no shortage. If there's, we could use continually money. Like Bridge New York, for instance, is a great program, but it hasn't been reissued. The Bridge New York program right now that we received for the Falls Road Bridge is the last monies that are coming out to us, local, town and county bridge infrastructure under the Bridge New York program. It needs to be reissued. Those are the things that we're advocating for in Albany to get that reissue. We're hoping that it's recognized that it is a good program, it has been working well, and that the governor decides to reissue that program for like another 5 years. And that's how it usually will go in 5-year spurts. I anticipate something like that. It may be called different. Those are the things that we go after, those application, those grant monies. We try to Also, with our maintenance bond money, it's now at a 2.4 million every year. We do some culvert with that. Those are your larger concrete type culverts. We are now in the process, and I know you're familiar with the one on Conlin Road that we pulled out of the New York Bridge Culvert project. We pulled out of there. We have the design, we have the consultant. We're actually bidding the concrete units at this time. That project will be funded with our maintenance bond funds. And we're hoping to do that also next year. It's a fairly large project. It's utilizing that bond money in a good way, and it's a small bridge. Basically, it does get expensive, but it is being taken care of. We do numbers of those. We did one in-house on Midline earlier this year. We have another Bridge New York culvert on Midline that's upcoming in design at this time. We have the triple box on Fall Creek Road. We have Podunk Road that are all in different phases of bridge work right now. It's keeping our staff very busy, trying to keep up with that, plus with the flagging and the inspections that the state is doing. I would want to look at our bridge and try and put it on some sort of index to really give you a good answer on how we're doing. But my feeling is we're doing okay. We're keeping above water, but it's always a critical thing when, if we do happen to have some large bridge, but it should never be a surprise. We get inspections, we're on it, we're maintaining it. So I think we're in good shape, Mike.
Yeah, it would be maybe next year we could get an update on those things. Years ago, before there was very much state money like there is now, when we were doing it 2 bridges a year on the county money, every once in a while we'd have a year where, I don't know, right-of-way issues or other things would mean we couldn't get the bridge built. And so back then, we always wanted to have a bridge on the shelf, which means we had it designed, ready to go. So if something tripped up the one we were planning to do, we could pull that one off and move that ahead as well. I don't know whether that's still happening or not, but that was a plan that we used many years ago.
That's impressive. To be ahead like that, that's really good. That's good.
Yeah, we called it a bridge on the shelf.
Yeah, we used to have, in the other county, the prices have just been so different from years ago. We also used to do 2 bridges a year. And the price comparison is just way out of joint now.
You said keeping above water. That's probably your main measure with bridges.
No pun, right?
Yeah.
There's no summer crossings that we have to maintain.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right.
Thanks, Nick.
I have one other small note. I wanted to let the committee know that we submitted our request to reduce the speed limit that was given to us by the town of Board on West Dryden Road. Town of Dryden on West Dryden Road was submitted last week. It usually takes about 3 months. Give you an idea. Wanted to let you know. Thank you.
Let my colleague here from that district know tomorrow night.
Greg, yeah.
You've done that. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks.
Thanks, Jeff. I don't see Arel today. We'll
Have a good holiday.
bypass facilities report, but would ask Randy, you've had a meeting of the downtown facilities?
We did, and the primary focus would discuss the selection of an architect engineering firm. And actually, we're having a special committee meeting tomorrow morning for a resolution to vote on that contractor, which our engineer architect, which will be Holt. And we'll vote on that tomorrow, and then it's going to come to the full legislature tomorrow night, if I'm correct. Yep. And we reviewed the timeline and the contract and other things. So,
Isn't it in the afternoon we're having the special meeting?
I thought it was in the morning. Maybe it was. Oh, it's
2:30.
2:30. I'm sorry, it's 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm sorry, right. I've got 5 meetings tomorrow, so I forget about it.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Oh, look forward to your report tomorrow night.
Okay.
Thanks, Randy. I see Fernando's with us. Anything on transportation today?
Yes, good morning. Yeah, a couple of things. Can you hear me all right?
We can.
Great. So the long-range plan for my agency is going to be completed, and, we're looking for approval on Tuesday. So we have a final draft on the website, and we're kind of wrapping up that effort. The other thing that's happening that kind of relates to what Jeff was just talking about, we're updating our 5-year program of projects that are funded with federal transportation funds. We just had a meeting last week where we're reviewing existing projects, so we're able to determine how much money is going to be available for a call for projects. And actually, that's work that I'm going to hopefully wrap up today, but it's looking like we're going to have some money for municipalities in the county and state to apply for, to use federal funding for their needs, whether it's pavement. We usually do pavement and bridge projects with this money. So that's going to be happening. So we'll see if the county has any projects they want to apply for. I mean, right now they have, Jeff mentioned it, but they have a couple of Bridge New York projects, and they have Fall Creek Road over Fall Creek, north of Freeville. That's another project. Those are all in the program right now, but there may be a chance to add another one. And Jeff will be informed. I mean, he'll have a full opportunity to participate.
Thanks, Fernando. Any questions? Mike, have you got anything from the transportation realm you'd like to add this morning?
Just that, of course, with Fernando's retirement, the ITCTC is looking to hire a new director, and Rod Howe is leading the search committee on that. And at this point, I'm on that committee, and we are reviewing the job description.
What's your target date, Fernando?
Mid-year, July, August, and we'll see how things line up with all the details that come into play. I mean, I'll work with the search committee to make sure that, you know, the transition is smooth and as fruitful as possible. I'm not leaving town or anything like that, so, you know, I'm interested in seeing things work out well for the agency.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Look forward to seeing you for a few more months here then.
Oh, yeah. Not done yet.
Thanks, Fernando. Rather crisp agenda today. We have an advisory board appointment, and the appointment is for Kate Supran for the Air Service Board, representing Cornell University. Moved by Mike, second by Randy. Any discussion? Need to go into executive session? I think we all know the candidate.
Former mayor of Cuba Heights.
I kind of assuming she's taken a lot of Gary Stewart's positions that he formerly.
Actually, I think a lot of that's being taken over by Jennifer Tavares.
Has it? Yeah. All in favor? Any opposed? We'll move that on to the legislature. You have the minutes from November 21st. Everybody have a chance to review? Moved by Randy. Let's see, Mike, would you want to second that? The minutes?
Well, Dooley's not here to criticize them. Absolutely.
Rest her soul.
Rest her soul. Great person.
Had a lot of fun with it. Moved and seconded to approve the minutes November 21st. All in favor? None opposed? Carried. Informational purposes, budget adjustments are included here. Transfers within the highway departments. Beacon lights purchase ID number 12966, as well as a budget transfer at highway to cover the Freightliner purchase ID 12974. And we'll be seeing a lot of cleanup resolutions tomorrow night. Sure. Any further business for the committee this morning? Well, I know we're a little light, but again, I want to thank everybody for your participation and being easy on me through my first year as a chairman.
Lee, you've done a great job.
Thank you. Well, a good mentor.
We've been fortunate to have Lisa steering us right here. Not to mention Jordan and Rod up in the control room.
I'm glad Lisa's promised to leave her personal phone number available at all times for us.
Oh, well, makes you think we don't have it.
You all do have it.
If we ever lose these, we're in trouble.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, well then I guess we'll stand adjourned.
Till
Thank you.
tomorrow.
So yeah, see you tomorrow.